Fabrizio, your father is the guy who designed that icon in the car industry. And so what is your personal connection to that?
My personal connection is that after 40 years or more, at the end, I'd like to make a new one. I saw this car growing. I was a kid, I was just 15 or less years old, when I saw the model in the workshop of my father building, and the characteristic was really that was very sporty and very flat, using the component that come from production, so these lights could not be design specific. So I remember very well the process my father was doing. And when we were there at the presentation, the shock was only about the quality.
Yes. But you really need to say, this thing is since 40 years on the market, so the design even a few years older, and I would say there are still very few cars which are telling the story of the promise of future as much as this thing is doing still today. It's unbelievable, isn't it?
It's timeless, futuristic.
It's timeless design, because the proportion and the good taste of the shape. The problem is characteristic of my father. Has never done car very complicated in the design. So few lines, well balanced. In this case, in the 70s, was very flat, everything. So it remain today very futuristic, because the things well done have no, let me say, still have a lot of future.
To be very honest, and not to say anything against the work of your father, because I love the car, but all the controls of climate control, I wasn't too happy about it, because it looked a little bit unorganized, and I thought...
It was a mass production part from Ford something.
Yeah. So
it was not designed for the car. Came from production for a car, very cheap car. Also the switches are all parts that are not made specific, was too expensive.
And today you could probably design something else and print them for this. So this is...
Now with 3D you can do everything, but my suggestion until here is nice, these old real switches. Then here, okay, we can make many different ways. I see the original watch. There is the original watch.
Yeah, so I thought this is something which should be in here. So it's, we will have an iteration 2.0. This is now version 1. There will be a next version of it, maybe in half a year or so. So if you're interested in joining in and helping us, probably also designing maybe some of the graphics in here. So because this will be the big thing in future, graphic design.
What could be challenging is to really maintain original the box. And find, because now the evolution and the production of monitor are huge, so I think we can find the monitor correct enough.
Also the steering wheel is a little bit a challenge, because if you're a little bit a taller guy, you're just really covering up, so we will try to change that a bit, but have a seat here and sit in.
I remember perfectly, that's also from my side, the steering wheel is cutting the upper part. So in the original instrument, you don't see, I don't know if the turn signal or something. So these are things that making the new display and trying to move this a little bit down in order to have this more to the column of the steering wheel, and then to see better. Of course,
if it would be just open here, like in a fighter jet, would be perfect, but it's not allowed. I checked already.
Yes, the point is for the homologation, etc. Maybe it's not allowed to cut it. It's nice to have the original steering, in my opinion. The funny is that DeLorean produced the interior only in two colors, black or dark silver, and my father never liked it. In fact, the car we had, he changed completely the interior. It was light brown, like panna. No, we call panna, cream, very light, and it looks immediately more luxury instead of this that is more sporty. Bellissimo, nice job. Will be interesting if we have the possibility to bring my father here. That will be more interesting, because he's still absolutely happy about the success of this car, that unfortunately was not a car at the time so successful for the problem that the company did, but from the point of view of the design, he is absolutely happy about this job. Normally he's not happy about his cars, so I hope to bring him one day to take a ride. It will be much more fun.
Your father is invited, definitely. Are you ready for a ride?
I'm ready. Bye-bye. Auf Wiedersehen.